Tesla class here at Computex. We're at colorful booth at Computex 2025. Let's start with the concept design. Right here, what we have is iGame G helmet. Now, this case right here, this is a distinctive aluminum PC case featuring quite sharp designs. And the interesting part is that you can fit a 240 radiator right here. Of course, it's an ITX case. We have an SFX power supply at the back, something quite different. You don't see anything inside whatsoever. I'm quite curious at the bottom part. Does it have some sort of an intake just for the sake of the airflow, but something completely different that you can't see, and of course with the colorful design and everything all together. Then we go to the next mod, which is iGame Vulcan Space Capsule. Now this right here is showing the GPU right outside. You have the mini ITX motherboard here on the other side. There's a power supply right here located. Loads of ventilation, loads of opening, that's for sure. And for the radiator, we have a support here for the 240 radiator, which is definitely something that you wouldn't expect it to fit. But in general, when you take a look at the chassis, the case and everything, the bottom part, okay, it's closed. You have an opening here for the power supply, opening for the GPU. You have opening here as well, and on the back side. All the connections are quite easily accessible right here, which is outstanding. Usually when you take into consideration mini ITX cases, some of them don't have a quite easy access towards the ports. And then we continue with the iGame Neptune. I'm not going to go too much into this one because you saw something quite similar to this one last year. What they did this year is the possibility to, let me just try, open this like so. So you get more ventilation, and you see you have a radiator at the back as well as additional fans. You have radiator here as well as the fans, and you can easily close it up. This is one of the new boards. We have the CVNX870 Arc Frozen V14, which, as you know, is a AMD motherboard. We have PCI Gen 5 M.2, and of course the PCI 5 slots. I don't know the exact specs, but when you take into consideration the visual aspect, talking about the light metallic color with the orange, it looks quite insane without a doubt. And of course, when you take a look at the other section and the possibilities for the motherboards, these are Z890 boards, which, you know, you saw them with the Ultra, Vulcan, and all the other. Now we have the Flow as well. I think we had the Flow last year as well. But regardless of that, what you get is like loads of options in terms of the whole configuration, if you're going with the Vulcan theme or the Flow, or just in general the Arc Frozen V14. Now for the latest out of the GeForce garage, let's put it this way, we have the iGame GeForce RTX 5060 Ti Ultra W Duo OC 16 gigs. This is a much smaller GPU, as you can see. One 8-pin PCI Express cable going inside, 2-fan configuration. Then we go with the MEOW edition. This is ColorFire GeForce RTX 5060 Ti. Kind of cool design, I do have to say. And again, all 5060s are with one 8-pin PCI. And then we have the iGame GeForce RTX 5060 Ultra W, which, the same as MEOW edition, has 3 fans for logical better cooling. Now, all GPUs, as I can see, are 2.5 slots. 5080 Vulcan, you already saw that. 5080 Advanced OC, and the TI 5070. But you love this one. This is Doom Dark Age. Now, this GPU has a custom backplate designed entirely with Doom Dark Age. You have this part right here, which is engraved completely, and the whole GPU is so heavy that it must need an anti-sag bracket or some stand that will keep the, well, GPU from not breaking the PCI slot. 2 new laptops from them just recently, or actually today, released. We have the iGame M15 ORIGO and iGame M16 ORIGO. Now the M15 has the Intel Core Ultra 9 285H with GeForce RTX 5070 Max-Q laptop and 32 gigs of RAM. I would say nice minimalistic design, but still a nice gaming beast in general, in talking that sense. And when we're talking about M16 ORIGO, we're talking about i9 4900HX with the same GPU and same memory capacity, with, of course, the same visual aspect. And we've seen, I think this is something that we've seen already, or maybe recently released, Evo G16 Pro and P16 Pro, which I don't know the exact specs, but really digging the design, I do have to say. nice, clean, still have some visual aspect to it. But these are the two latest. If you're, for instance, going with individual products and buying everything separately, you have the iGame Shadow 2 white, and I think the black was already released. I'm not quite sure, but this is the new one. In general, if you're interested in going with something separated and buying each product separately, because I have to get to that part as well, you can go with that. Now, you remember this card from last year, but here we have the iGame Vulcan PC set completely, which you can see it's paired up with the iGame Z890 Vulcan X V20, and it's placed inside this build. Now, this case is a bit different compared to last year, but if you're into buying a complete set, you can simply just grab the whole build, already pre-assembled, nicely arranged. You have all the cables nicely, tightly done, and it's a completely Vulcan build. And finally, we're here at basically not the end, but to give you some more idea about their full build PCs that you could buy. This is iGame Ultra. If you remember last year, and if you don't, I'll just link it in the description. They went with a different case. So right here, what we have a different case, but you can buy this whole build as a one set, and then we go with MEOW edition. Now, this is also quite similar to the last year's, but they changed the case entirely. What you get is some sort of a Game Boy design on front, which, as you can see, don't press it accidentally. You have the power button and reset button as A and B buttons. USB ports, audio as most likely 4-pole 3.5 millimeter jack combination, and of course these are just here for the visual aspect with the screen that lights up. So the whole thing can go into MEOW edition with the keyboard. I'm not sure about the mouse, but you have the mouse pad, and of course screensaver and desktop wallpaper is all up to you. And that will be basically a wrap for Colorful at Computex 2025. As you can see at the back, I'm really digging these mod designs and what they do usually, and what we saw last year and this year as well. Really nice design on the capsule thing, because it really does bring out something completely different. Quite curious if it can go in vertical position, but then I think in that scenario you'll be having problems accessing the ports. So you need to place it as so. Then we have the edition at the back. We have the Ultra edition and the MEOW edition, which can be bought in a complete set. And what else? We have those two new laptops, which went with Intel Core Ultra 9285H and 4900HX. Those are new release today, basically today. And what else we have is their GPUs, 5060 Ti and 5060, as you already saw from the close-ups and everything all together. So guys, signing out from Colorful booth at Computex 2025. See you soon. Bye.